Hello there. This is going to be another talk, and this is going to, as you can see, the start of the video. Last night I done a psychology test. I can't remember what the website was called, but I found it through a psychologist doing a talk on YouTube, and he left a link of the psychology test, and he answered all these. He has to answer all these questions, and the two traits that stick out is egoism with me and self-centeredness. And this is hugely important. See, most people associate self-centeredness with someone that doesn't care for others, and it simply isn't true. What I've learnt is that you can only love a person outward based on how you feel within, and that is common sense. And so you need an element of that. But this is something I knew anyway. I'm always talking about the importance of self-love, and that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm always trying to do videos. I'm trying to raise awareness, because I'm trying to not just create a better world for others, but for myself also. I see myself as not just this body, but I'm connected to everything else, and I will be reborn and reborn and reborn. We are in infinite life. And so, if there's no self-centeredness involved, then you're going to be useless. That's why like Alan Watts says, the illusion is getting rid of your ego, because you can't get rid of your ego. One way or another, you've got an ego. Like, for example, you get some people that are nice and they act like they've got no ego, but they're doing that because it's a different kind of ego they're serving. The ego they're serving is, oh, I'm a nice person and everyone's going to pat me in the back because I've got no ego. And it's just the same thing you're doing, but you're doing it in a different way. So people are always serving ego, even though they like to think otherwise. Because you can't escape it. Anything to do with self or glory is ego. And that's always going on. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Who is to decide within infinity nothingness and vastness of space that what is right and what is wrong? Unless it is actually harming someone, like a child, or you're doing something that is harming them. That's a different scenario. But much of the things that are so made up or so ludicrous or ridiculous. But this video is really about that. It's really about the importance of making a difference. But making a difference comes there's a big element of ego involved, and there's a big element of self-centeredness. The two traits that came up in my psychology test. And there'll be people out there that are programmed to think a certain way, and they'll disagree with that. Fine, it's you're entitled to your views. I'm entitled to mine. And but we still should be able to get along. I still don't have anything wrong with anyone if they don't disagree with me. And that's the thing. Now, many people would perceive an egotistical person, very high ego, to not be able to handle someone else disagreeing with them. But that's an illusion also, because the ego is always apparent. If you have an existence of self, you have ego. But like I say, it's always there, but it's massively important in trying to make a difference. Because it's this ego, it's this self-centeredness drive that helps one make a difference. And because it's for yourself, you're then going to make a massive, you're going to be very inspirational towards others, because you've got to have some drive. And when you're, remember, and also when you're doing for others, you're doing for yourself. Because there is no separation, therefore it's the same self you're doing it for. Even if you think you're doing it for others, you're actually doing it for yourself, because if everything's oneness, then it's the same self. There is no separation as such, you see. See, that is a massive ego illusion, to be caught in the illusion of a separate self. This is something that in this unexpected spiritual awakening, you start to be aware of. But yeah, most people's understanding of ego is that it's someone that's big-headed or something. Or self-centeredness is like that. It's not. You know, you can have a lot of self-centeredness, but this self-centeredness could be like thinking, oh, I want to make a good world because my self-ego thinks that I should do this for the highest good for the self. Right? And so ego plays a massive part in anything that requires drive. Ego and self-centeredness play a massive role in this, and plays a massive role in making a contribution. Very important this, and very important, I did a video on this today. Like in this picture, this pink picture is people making a difference. Can be symbolic of that. But they've got to be an ego drive in there, pushing them. It might be to do for others, might be to do for yourself, might be to do for a country. But there's a drive there, and that drive is the ego. It is the ego, that drive. If there's no drive, then you'd be useless. You see? Now that drive doesn't have to be extreme. Now, if you're talking about a narcissist, now narcissists, their drive is to do with not even caring about other people, and even if they hurt them, and it's a thing where other people are hurt. And in this chart, it tested for that also. But yeah, this is very important in making a difference, because no matter what, we are always making some difference, some contribution. Like, I was saying to my dad yesterday that doesn't matter who you are, that you're always making a contribution, because everyone on the planet, we all think we're tiny, but we're all making a contribution together, and it all makes a difference. And yesterday I was saying to him that a school teacher is programming a child, and it's true. And in fact, I'll even go deeper than that and further. We are all programming each other. Everyone is doing that. And brainwashing isn't a separate thing. It is actually a way of life. But you can choose how you program someone else. You can program a child or a person to do good. And, you know, regarding some people might say, what's your plan? Because that's something my dad says, you know, what is your plan? And this is the kind of way of thinking that a lot of people have. It's like this, with the government or with the system, they feel that that's a plan. It's not really a plan. It's chaotic. It's not a plan. I mean, if anyone can observe government and can see, it's not a plan. It's a chaos. And the plan is to get some plan going. That is the plan. That's the whole point of a global awakening in a chaotic society and world. The whole point is to get everything coordinated and get some order and plan in a world that has no order and no plan. This world has absolutely no order whatsoever, no plan. It is full of crazy, crazy people who are running countries who have no plan. Anyone with any common sense and any brains can see that. And this is why I stopped voting years ago, because I could see it. I could see that these people that I was voting for were chaotic and they were off their heads. You got intelligent people and work for the system that build bombs and explosives. And these are intelligent people, but they're not wise. And I realized, and as I was getting older, that it's about intelligence accompanied by wisdom. Then you've got something great. And then once you've got intelligence accompanied by great wisdom, and the two are strong and they're always perfecting themselves, then you got a real plan going. And that is the real plan for myself. And in terms of the global awakening, that is the point of a global awakening on planet Earth. It's to bring a plan and order to a chaotic world with no order. We actually think we've got governments, and we do, but there's no order with them, right? There is absolutely no order. When you see someone like David Icke talking, you know, he is so, he's got order about him. He's got common sense. Most politicians don't have this. There's actually a political party in Croatia that bases their views on David Icke, and I can understand, because there's more order to it. There's more order, and so that's always going to be the better all-round situation. So that's what the plan is. The plan is order. And like I said earlier in the video, a big part of any plan, you need self-centeredness, and you need the ego, you need the drive. And this is seen by some as a negative thing, but that's only because that's your perception of it. But you know, it's actually, when you look at it from the way I'm looking at it, when you look in terms of a plan of action, if you have an army, you need plan in place, you need order in place, and you need people that have the drive and the intelligence and the know-how to make it happen. So ego and self-centeredness are massively important in this role. You know, self-centeredness doesn't just mean you do for yourself. For example, self-centeredness can also mean that you are empathic with other people's emotions because you know that emotion yourself. Therefore, you will do for that person because you empathize with them. See, self-centeredness can go a lot deeper than what many perceive it as. When you're working with empathy and emotion, and it really can be an amazing thing. When it's just perceived as some arrogant person, and then you're just seeing it on one level. But when you look at it at a deeper level, like a plan going forward, and like my dad was saying, what's the plan? Well, this is what a lot of people think. This is why they vote, because they fear a world without government. But it's like the Demolition Man movie, you know, at the end of the movie, and Stallone says, you know, we'll work it out, and you naturally work things out. Doesn't matter what the situation is, your instincts naturally, our intelligence and our instincts of being human naturally kick in. An order naturally takes place in the human psyche. You see? And what I say is, let love lead the way. That's what's going on in this planet. We're going through a global awakening. Let love be the plan, and let love lead the way. That's what I do, because at the end of the day, if you're happy within you and you feel love within you, then you're inspiration towards others, and that needs to be the plan moving forward. And I'm just going to leave it there. And if you're watching this, you're meant to watch this. Everything falls to divine order and divine timing. Thank you for watching.